Hey again. So I'm making a nuisance of myself. Um, Lee, you don't have to watch this. That's very nice of you, my friend. Flat Earth activism. I've been aware of the flat Earth for coming on 3 years. I think that I was one of those people who, when I looked at it, I didn't go, "Oh, this is just batshit crazy," and I'm gonna abuse the people who think that. I just kind of laughed it off and going, I'm not getting sucked into that. I'd only discovered the 9/11 hoax or the truth about the 9/11, or rather that what I thought about 9/11 was actually not true. Put it that way. And I'd only discovered that like in the February, so come this time June, when I was looking at flat Earth, I was initially wasn't going to get suckered into that, but within a few months, I was fairly sure that the Earth was flat. I just wasn't willing to say it until towards the end of the 2015. Oh, I mean, I wasn't willing to say it. I wasn't willing to put my balls on the block that we didn't live on a ball. But certainly by Christmas 2015, I was certain. There would be like Rob Skiba. We go, "Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure it is or it isn't. I'm just going to sit on the fence and what have you, so I don't lose too many subscribers and my income stream doesn't suffer too much." Anyway, and the thing is that I've been through like various, like we all do, various kind of stages of feeling pissed off and generally just the kind of pissed off that we've been so badly fucked up, lied to, and so on. And then trying to, you know, deal with friends and family who think that I'm mentally retarded or I've had some sort of post traumatic stress break from, being in the war in 1987. If you don't know that, I was in a war in Angola in 1987, part of my national service. Anyway, um, people think that I've lost my mind for one reason or another. And dealing with that arrogance and ignorance has had its own kind of pitfalls and so on, learning along the way. I even went to the Flat Earth Conference this year in Birmingham, England, the first one they had here. And I want to do something. I want to be a positive beacon or advocate for change. But I don't want to continue the wasting people's time on bullshit. And we're squabbling over sizes and shapes and so on when actually we should be agitating for a change of status quo, like the people who run the show. What the fuck? We're busy like, meeting together and talking about, oh, which shape could it be? And, what do I measure this with? And, you know, did this guy, I mean, I can't believe that people still fucking repeat shit like, oh, Eratosthenes 2,000 years ago said that if you put two sticks in the ground 500 miles apart, well, why don't you fucking do that now? Hey, why aren't you doing those experiments now and proving the same thing? Or rather, you don't want to look at it because actually you can create the same effect with a variety of different lighting systems. So it doesn't have to be your fucking 93 million miles away, which of course it wasn't. Back in those days, they were still saying it was a few thousand miles away. But we were going around it. Anyway, the point is that we don't need to spend too much time. I think that's what the system wants us to do, is argue with every fucking second dick who comes in mentally slowed up by fucking fluoride and beer and you name it, whatever else shit we get fed. And they go, oh, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Of course ships go over the fucking curve. Do they? Well, tell me then, genius, if we live on a ball and the water is curving evenly, whatever the formula is, it's curving evenly away from your feet, then a 20-foot ship should disappear at exactly the same distance wherever it left the coastline on this earth. Every day, every time. But that doesn't happen, does it? You want to know why? You want to know why? You probably know, but you don't want to say it. Oh, atmospheric interference. That's right. Atmospheric interference. Now, why is that never calculated in when ballers are clinging to their fucking notion of ships go down hull first? My God. It still annoys me a little. I don't know why it's so hard for people to see. I never had anyone. I'm telling people, go look, friends who know me, people who know that I'm a smart guy, or they should know that. Maybe they're too fucking stuck in their own ego. This isn't very peace and love, is it? Anyway. The point is, we can stand on the street corner and bang our drum all day long, but the people in running this thing have got most folks by the short and curlies, and they just have to release a fucking picture of Janet Jackson's nipple or fucking Britney Spears' new hairdo down below, and they'll get 50 million views in about a minute. They can send up a freaking car into space. A regular car, an unadapted fucking car with pneumatic tires and just a regular paint job and windshields and shit. Can I tell you what I think they did? I mean, obviously, anyone who knows the Earth is flat knows space is fake, and whatever they did was done in screens and theaters and so on. But I think most people think that they used a real car to pull that off. I think that the joke is that they used a model car and then put a minuscule model on the dashboard and told everybody, oh, look, we used a model car on the dashboard, but they're not telling you they actually used a model car, full stop. But yeah, I mean, if they can do shit like that, if they can convince, X number of voters that they're still doing this stuff, then, they can do and say whatever they like, and the Flat Earth community can bang on for years and years to come, as it did before World War One. And at whatever time they decide to pull the curtain on, the general kind of knowledge of people, it'll be still like, oh, well, we'll still give you your entertainment. You can still watch South Park and Friends, reruns of Friends. Okay? And, what about Arnold Schwarzenegger and going to Mars? Total Recall. Get your ass to Mars, because it's real. So anyway, I need to get to the point. Sorry, I'm banging on and wasting time. But I'm kind of getting used to this platform. I'm kind of getting used to talking in front of the camera. So you'll have to forgive me, and I don't want to waste your time. But this is my kind of practice. This is me putting myself out there in a fairly safe and easy way right now. So forgive me for that. I mean, I spent the first year I discovered that 9/11 was what I thought it was that year, 2015, and then obviously Flat Earth and the DMT experience. I was spending 12 and 15 hours a day, every day, researching. I wasn't going to work. I just put everything down and went to research, and nearly lost my wife, and I've run myself into some financial difficulties along this way. But you'll probably know that the finance system is a rigged, crooked thing, using your own energy and stealing from your own energy once more. So I'm not really too concerned about that. Obviously, my landlord is up the road and needs the rent every month. But and I've got to pay the internet bills, otherwise we go offline, right? But activism, in the shape of us being these powerless kind of guys meeting in a little hotel suite somewhere in the middle of nowhere, or getting together in a field somewhere. I mean, it's great for the sense of we're not alone, because in 2015 it was a pretty lonely place, I have to say, and most of the comments on the videos were just abuse. It's been so cool to see that shift to people get more thumbs up in a day on some of the big channels than they would get views, in a whole week. So we've come an awful long way in that respect. But when you see the people that are sort of flat Earth big channels who've put themselves in certain positions and are the ones doing the award ceremonies and all this sort of crap, that that's your control, and that's the holding pen, and to let people vent off the steam and so on, and redirect their energies in various ways. So don't want to get too sucked into that. But I need to be a face. I need to be known, because if there is ever going to be a kind of general opportunity for general awakening and general kind of raising of the consciousness and all that sort of stuff, then we're going to need people to help guide people as they come into this knowledge. Um, so it's really just about putting a marker down and saying it's also not enough simply to sort of go along with the system and pretend that you do your 9 to 5 life in the way that you always have, and then for a couple of hours a day you go and rant on the internet or do research on the internet about possible models and shapes of the earth and all that sort of stuff. That's going to take us nowhere. We need to step away from the system much as we can, become self-sufficient much as we can, seek ways of building the countryside back up again, because these slave cities that we inhabit are surely destined to, continue in some form, but in the interests of the system. As I say, I think that it's so easy for the system to generate 100 million views in a few days with something of interest, well, that they can generate an interest in. And therefore they're always going to have, while they've got people entertained, they're always going to have that sort of system of control and that ability to run these cities and slave camps in that way. But, the possibility remains, and I'm optimistic about that at some point in the future there will be that, perhaps that opportunity to move things in a more, humanistic direction. I'll talk more on this in the days and weeks ahead. I've had a thumbs up. I suspect that's my friend Lee. Lord above. Thank you for Lee. Man, that was an incredible moment meeting you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, you are there. Yeah, meeting you. When you walked past me in the hospital, I was like, damn, I know that's Lee. That's Lee. These things happen for a reason. I think you said that. Nothing's by chance, perhaps. But yeah, let's make good on that, man. Let's talk some more and get together and obviously we got to look after ourselves, because the universe starts within, so we have to look after ourselves. And I think that one of the potential distractions of being on the YouTube and so on is that it takes up a lot of energy. It's why I sort of was out of Facebook for so long, and I've sort of stepped back away from it in the last few days, because it sucks a lot of your energy. Not even the time that you're typing, say, a response or something, but perhaps if someone gives you shit or a negative opinion, you might have to chew over that for hours. So that can be damaging to the psyche going forward. I'm so keen on ensuring we do the work inside so that we are strong and we're not fucked up by the next bullshit that's obviously going to come down the pipeline, spiritually or physically or whatever. Anyway, don't want to hold you up. Have a super Sunday, and love to the family, and I look forward to catching up with you all soon. By Yuli, and the rest of you, thanks for watching this far. If you've watched this far, fuck me, that's awesome. But have a super day and do that work inside. Okay, go inside. It's all there for you.